Good morning everyone, my name is Alex Dodds. Welcome to part 2 of episode 79 of Dodds Diaries. Today is Sunday the 11th of August. The time is now 9:03 and today for my second and final part here in Blackpool. I'm going to be doing more rides on the heritage trams today. 4 of them will be out. Probably rides to Startgate and Fleetwood. Also, hopefully the Blackpool Airshow will be going ahead today. It is definitely not as windy out there as what it was yesterday. It's still a bit rain, but the weather is looking better. The wind yesterday was just absolute horrible. Just about to check out of my hotel. I've had a good sleep here. Comfy bed indeed. Just for the one night, this has done me the world of good. So up and down the trams, we go home after 7 o'clock tonight, but the train journey, well, I'll explain that later on. Meantime, time to go and check out and get some grub. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is catch a tram to Waterloo Road. I'm going to stop off at Mackendy's. Yes, there is still a little breeze, but the wind, it's only half the speed of what it was yesterday. It's still should be good enough for the planes, hopefully, to run today. So first passenger tram of the day I'm getting on has got the Pretty Little Thing branding on. 016. Right, I've sort of clocked myself up there straight away. I thought McDonald's was here, St Chad's Road. It's actually at the next stop down, Waterloo Road. So I'm going to have to walk. It's alright, little walk, did me no harm. But at least I've got my ticket now sorted for the day. Okay, so the first one today is 718. And that's going to Little Bristol.
trains out today as well.
All right.
Do you want a timetable?
I've got it onwards anyway. Yeah.
Special one, it's just running, it's not on it, it's actually on what we call duty 5, which would be an E, which isn't on here. So it's just Paul Look, it's just...
Decided to stay on that other tram up to Bisburn, and here I am on standard 147. This is 2 hour 4 today. Okay, so once again I'm outside the pleasure beach. I'm doing very well so far. So I've done Millennium 718 and Stand at 147. I haven't been on 147 for a good few years. I think 2016 is when I was on that one. Brush 621 and Balloon 715 is out. Balloon 715 is what I'll be getting next in about 20 minutes from here. And then from there, another ride up the front. Will I ever get on the bid one day? I don't know. Maybe if me mates were with us, they'd probably encourage me to get on that. I still remember the bid one featured in Simply Red's #1 hit, Fairground, that was made in 1994 and then released in 1995.
Yeah, I'm getting off, getting another one from the tower to District, yeah. Are you still keeping the wheels of transport going in Sheffield then? Good, still enjoying it. You're on about changing companies like transport.
No, it's still going to want to do it.
Was it first drink you think of that one?
Yeah,
You're there, you refer to them all that. Yeah. They were low. How cheap though, they went about 11 or 12, I think even 8 or 13 were on their own. My mate was told it didn't that for you, I thought, oh, well, it might go for it. I can try and leave it. If you hold like 2, they give you another 2. You didn't get it out.
You're alright. Yeah, we'll stop off here and then get it back home. Where we started? Yeah, so are you getting off now or are you go up and then come back down, and then we'll jump on back here and then back to it. That's fine. Surprising.
Yeah, I've just retired from that. I'm glad to be out of town.
I tried to put it in, it's for you,
Well, apparently so.
Yeah.
So, which I see.
Weather dependent.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a lot calmer compared to what it was yesterday. Yeah.
Was it bad yesterday?
Right, we're on brush 621. It's been 4 out of 4.
That silly woman again, we're waving at people. Stupid woman.
Listen, Sparley.
No.
There's lots of happy program again today. It's supposed to be on a good day.
Right, I am now at Bispam. It is now 12:31. Thankfully, I have now gotten on all 4 heritage trams that are in service today. That train tram that's on, I think it's doing special journeys only. Anyway, next I'm going to do the line to go up to Fleetwood and back. And then at least I've done that for today. Then I'll come back down into Blackpool itself and just be there for the rest of the day.
Fleetwood Ferry. Next stop, Dealers.
Chariot, mate.
Right, now at Fleetwood. It's now 1:05 and I'm still doing very well. It's the northern end of the Blackpool tram network. It's also a more quieter alternative resort to Blackpool itself. Look across the Irish Sea, looking north upwards. Look over there. This way we're heading up towards resorts like Morecambe, and I think Hazem is just over there actually, and further up the Irish Sea. Places like Barrow and Furness and all that as well. Sea does look a little calmer, it's still a little breezy, and there is a few spots of rain today as well. Right, I think it's time to have some lunch here. Remember on the very first day these Fleetwood trams came into operation in April 2012, one of them actually derailed on one of these corners, I think as a result of some sand getting onto the track, which caused the tram to derail, one carriage of it. Meantime, I'm going to head back down to Blackpool.
Next stop, Victoria Street. Hold tight, please. Press the stop button when you wish to exit the tram. This tram is for Stargate. Next stop, London Street.
There's a bonus for me, McBisman, got a ride on the Western train tram for the first time. back in Blackpool. I'm outside the tower and the airshow really is underway. There's one of them there. I've had a ride on the train tram and I'm going to go on 715, which is right behind. Now on 715 heading to the Pleasure Beach, and as you can see it's really busy here. There's the standard 147 going past. Crowded through here today.
See, Peter is also one of these people who smokes at work, drops diesel oil into the hot exhaust of a fabulous high-tech Calidus gyrocopter. Now, if you're into movies, and I certainly am, there's a very famous gyrocopter. Little Nelly from the 1967 Bond, James Bond movie. Sean Connery dealing out mayhem to his enemies. Little Wallace, Kenneth Horatio Wallace, the man who helped bring back autogyros into our skies and balance like keep your eye on Peter in that wonderful bubble canopy, because he's one for waving at the audience. And he's like me, he has problems with left and right, so sometimes he has different coloured gloves that he puts on so that he knows which way to steer. Peter's got 3,000 plus hours. He's an instructor on gyrocopters. He's flown just about everything else as well. And as you can see, the gyrocopter is very manoeuvrable. It's fitting its way across the sky. And again, that smoke is showing you what he's fighting. The wind is pushing him all the time towards the audience.
lovely day today. At least obviously today is much better than yesterday. Been some great planes, what I've seen. I've seen a gyrocopter at least. Oh, and there's a look at that manoeuvre. Normally, the air show I get to see, the Sunderland air show up at my neck of the woods. It's actually the first time I've got to see the air show here in Blackpool. And this looks fantastic. Unfortunately, the Red Arrows will not be here. They're over in America. Never mind. I wonder what is he going to create this time. He's doing like a balloon. That's the thing with these, you know, they create smoke to create like a picture. I've seen them do hearts. I've seen them done like a cupid, the heart arrow through. Very good indeed. So it's the finish. This is the Blades display team. That will come on. It's made up of a few ex-Red Arrows pilots.
So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together for the 2019 Blades display team. Mike Ling and Blade 4 James Macmillan in the coveted solo display position. Now the team are going to bank around right along the crowd line now, so cameras up and ready, a really nice tight formation. Andy Evans, Blade 1, has been with the team since its origin in 2006. He's a co-founding member. He's extremely experienced. He has over 3,000 flying hours on the Extra 300. These are our aircraft that you can see flying today. And we've had these aircraft for the past 14 years. Yes, this is our 14th display season. And Andy Evans has over 8,500 flying hours under his belt. Now into swan formation as the team moves past. And the team are going to line up for the first break of the display. This is the crossfire break. You'll want your cameras at the ready for this next one, ladies and gents. Now Blade 2 is going to play. And she is the first and only female Red Arrow pilot. Blades 1 and 4, Andy and James
just been in the Albert and the Lion Wetherspoons for a half pint. The air show finished about half an hour ago. Got to see some of the fantastic display by the Blades at the very end. Meantime, I'm going to catch another heritage tram, take us down to Pleasure Beach. That might be my last tram ride of this little holiday. Still got a few hours to go until catch the train to Leeds at 7:15. I think for our last heritage tram ride it's going to be 718, the Millennium Tram. To the left is Brush 621.
Warning, doors opening.
That's me done with them trams for possibly a few months or could be a year. Time's now coming up to 25 past 5. I think I might have one more tram ride. Take us up to North here. I'm actually ready to come home now. I've had a lovely day, lovely time here in Blackpool since yesterday. Anyway, trains. I'll be going home on the 1917 Northern service to Leeds. Terminates there. Get to Leeds at just after 20 past 9. Change at Leeds. I get the new later night service from Liverpool. Actually runs on a Sunday night. 22:53. Get on that at Leeds and I get back to Chester Street at about half midnight. It's the same train I got from York last year. Before Christmas. Now it's much nicer, yet we've had rain and that, like I had it yesterday. Yeah, so it was good. Will I be back here in a few months for the illuminations? God knows. You know I come here all the time.
Because you know how you slap that? That's how it's blowing up.
Any more tickets or passes, please?
Last time I'm walking up Talbot Road. 158787. Hopefully this will be a good journey. When will I be back in Blackpool? I do not know. It could be in a few months' time, or it could be next year. I'm glad I wasn't on the train before this. The one beforehand was absolute rammed out.
This train is for
Well, I had no plans to. Refurbished Kirkland Wesham station, which has a platform refurbished and an extra one built as well. That was all done in accordance with all the electrified wires going up last year, which makes trains go faster through there.
I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you!
Service from Blackpool to Leighton York was restored in May this year. Just coming towards Preston now, and this is where I had a bit of trouble getting to Blackpool yesterday morning.
If you are leaving the train here, find the gap between the train and platform edge. And please remain
So back on the West Coast Main Line just for a bit.
suspicious, report it to a member of staff or the British Transport Police.
There's two Class 319s, Thames Link 319s I should say. I just keep calling them that name.
Wait, is this on?
enthusiastic conductor was on here today. Station. It's now 20 to 11. I've just killed time and had me dinner as well. Getting the 22:53 train to Chesley Street. Be there for about half midnight.
Just in case somebody grabs it. Okay, Bob. That's what you do.
just arrived at Darlington. It's now 5 past midnight. And this is a bit unusual because we're actually going out of platform number 1 instead of number 4. Right, I am back at my hometown, Chesley Street. It's now midnight in the morning of Monday. Unfortunately, I've just come back to the rain. It was actually kind of nice when I left Blackpool today. And now, unfortunately, I think I've just come back to the rain. I think I've had enough of rain and a bit of wind for once. Anyway, I'm going to do my video outro tomorrow. But it'll be in the evening because I have work to do through tomorrow. So for me, it's a good night from this part. For you, it'll just be a few moments. For me, it's probably going to be maybe a good 20 hours at least. I think I'm just going to go and get a taxi somewhere if I can, and then straight to bed. So from me and this part, good night. I'll see you in a few moments. Hello everyone, I'm back home. For you, it's just been a few moments. For me, it's been about 20 hours. As soon as I got in, I was pretty much straight to bed, and then I've obviously been to work today as well. And now, here I am, I'm back. So, I had a night in Blackpool. Went there once again. Well, I actually did enjoy myself, just apart from the weather was not at its best, particularly on the Saturday, the first part of the day, which I'll explain now. Got on the train at Cheshire Street, got to Leeds, no problem. And then from Leeds onwards is where the problems getting to Blackpool actually began. The train came in, I think 7:51 train. That came in. Unfortunately, there was no driver to work the service while he was running late, because he was on a late running inbound train from Doncaster. And then by the time he got set up and ready to go, we were 20 minutes late leaving Leeds station. It was a good class 158 though. And then as we kept heading through West Yorkshire and into Lancashire, well, we were then running behind a slow running train that was stopping at every station. That just delayed us even more and more and more. And then as we got to Accrington, it then got announced we were terminating at Preston. Unfortunately, with the train running that late, they had to turn the train around at Preston in order to get that back up to Leeds to try and recover the service. Apparently Northern, they'll get fines if the train continued on to Blackpool, and it would have caused a few more problems, I think. So I got off at Preston and then got the next train to take me to Blackpool North, which was another 158. I think it was the next train from York into Blackpool, which I got. So I got there, and it was raining a bit, and it was quite windy. Now, the reason for this trip to Blackpool, I wanted to see the Airshow that was on at the weekend. Not just that, but the Blackpool Bell Rail Tour was going in on the Saturday. I hadn't seen a rail tour in Blackpool before. So I got so started at the station, no problems. Filmed the rail tour coming in. I think it was 2 DRS trains, 68 I think. I think there were 68 in each end, and had a rate of like Mark II carriages in the middle. I met up with quite a few enthusiasts who I know there. Also met up with Andrew Clennell, Jack Brown, Chrissy Harden, Adam Kutzer. Met up with him. Also met up with Nodrod off YouTube. His name's Gordon. He was a canny guy, he was. I'd like to meet him again, definitely. Hello, Gordon. Absolute pleasure to meet you. Great lad indeed. Once I was done at North Station, I went down onto the seafront, and that's where I pretty much went into the wind turbine, where it was 40-mile-per-hour gusts and rain. In fact, those gusts cancelled the first day of the air show. But, of course, I went for the heritage trams, and on day one we had, I can see from my photographs here which ones we had. Well, the Western Train Tram was out. Also saw Centenary 648. Balloon, there were 2 balloon trams actually, 713 and also 723 was out as well, and there was also an even extra tram was out as well, I think to compensate passengers for not being able to see the air show with that being cancelled. So most of the day I just went up and down on them. And as a result of getting to Blackpool an hour late, I should be getting a refund of that, which comes to nearly £6 for that single journey from Leeds to Blackpool. So anyway, back to the trams, I was up on them most of the day. Then went back to North Station to video the rail tour going out. Once I've videoed the rail tour, I went back to Talbot, back to the promenade. I'm a bit tired, mate. I've got a little bit of a headache, that's why I'm getting my words all mixed up in that. Went back to the front, I checked into my hotel. It was actually a nice hotel called the Cowley Hotel. Apparently one of my ex-work colleagues actually stays in there. And it was a lovely bloke who ran it as well, I think it was called John. It didn't serve breakfast, but that didn't bother me. All I wanted was a nice comfy room for the night. And it just costed me £25 that. And the rail fare also costed me £25. So all in all, £50 for the train and hotel. That's quite a bargain, that. My room was good, the bed was comfy. I actually didn't even want to get up the next morning. I was that tired, and I actually enjoyed my sleep. Once the heritage trams had gone, I went out into the heavy winds. Had a dinner in the Viva Vegas restaurant, and had a couple more rides on Flexity 2 trams. And the weather was just that bad. I literally just had it for the night. And so on to day 2. This time the airshow was on, but I didn't really see much of the planes because I was again too busy on the heritage trams that were out. And on day 2 we had the train tram was out again, and I actually got on that this time. Also got on Brush 621. Oh, by the way, there was a Brush tram that was out on the Saturday. My mate Gareth Riley was on that, but I didn't get a chance to get on that, I'm afraid. Sorry, Gareth. Yeah, on Sunday there was Brush 621, Standard 147, Millennium Tram, I think 718, and Balloon 715 were out. That's what I go at Blackpool. That's what gets me going there. I love the old trams. It's a shame I never got to get on them more before 2010 and before 2011. So yeah, went up and down most of the day. Even actually had a ride to Fleetwood as well. Fleetwood's the quieter alternative to Blackpool. Still got a few amusements, but it's not as noisy as what Blackpool can be. I love Blackpool, honestly. It is one of my most favourite places to go. It's a regular playground of mine. So most of the day I was going up and down on those trams. Went on some Flecities, went on the piers. Watching the air show. There was a few stands around there as well. I saw the Royal Military Police as well, a Red Arrow stand. It's a shame the Red Arrows weren't here. They're over in America at the moment. That's the time when I'm filming this. But I did see the Blades display team. They were on at the very end. They're made up of a few ex-Red Arrows pilots. At least the weather for Sunday was okay. There was some rain, but the wind was nowhere near as bad as what it was on Saturday. And then typical that, actually sunshine started coming out towards the very end. Coming home, I got on the 1917 Northern to Leeds. I'm glad I was built on that and not the one before, because the one before was rammed out. I got to North Station an hour beforehand, just so I know I can get a seat on the train. And I'm glad I wasn't built on that one. So left North Station at 1917, got up to Leeds. A few minutes late. There was something happened around Topmondon. We were going a bit slow. Apparently something to do with the flooding. Some of the ballast had pumped up, so the driver had to go very slowly I think to check, make sure there were no problems. I think there were problems on that line later on in the evening. Got to Leeds Station. I was planning to do any train spotting, but I thought no, I'll just give it a break. Had me dinner. I saw the new Azuma train in service. I just dropped my phone. But it's alright. So one of the new Azumas in service. Then I got on the train at about 10 to 11 back to Cheshire Street. That's the newer later night service from Liverpool. Leaves there about 9:10. Runs Monday to Friday and a Sunday night. And it gets me back here at half midnight. It's the one I got that from York last year when I came back from Birmingham. Well, will I be back in Blackpool again? I might go back for the Illuminations, but it might not be a diary. I might be with my friends. You never know. I'll be back again next year. Oh, I love that place. Blackpool, lovely people, lovely sights to see. North Station, brilliant as always. You know, all the staff do a good job. Bit fun's up for me. The next video diaries will be interesting. I've got a few holidays in September, what I call Super September. Well, my first holiday, I'm going away to Broadland Sands in Norfolk. So you might be seeing some videos from down there, Lowestoft and that. But that won't be a video diary because I'm going down there with friends. I'm stopping there for 4 nights. But the week after that, which will be my next diary, will be the holiday of the year where I go with my mum, where I'm heading abroad. And I'll be heading somewhere more hotter, just as hot as it was in Salou last year. In fact, I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm going to Benidorm. Yes, in sunny Costa Blanca in Spain. I've always wanted to go to Benidorm. I've seen it on telly, I've seen the pictures, all my friends have gone, and now it's going to be my turn. I go there on the 10th of September and I come back on the 17th. That's going to be mainly about the sun, sea and Spanish hospitality. Well, thank you for watching this two-parter. This two-parter in Blackpool was a taster of things to come in September. Follow me on Twitter, AlecDodds4, the link is on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Good night.